Isaac Netero is one of the most intricate and symbolically loaded characters in Hunter x Hunter, and understanding his true complexity requires special attention to the subtle details the anime presents. Hunter x Hunter is a work that deceives by appearance. At first, it seems like a light and even childish adventure anime, with a friendly aesthetic and charismatic characters. However, as the narrative progresses, the anime drastically changes its tone, addressing heavy and deep themes such as human nature, power, morality, and sacrifice, revealing a complexity that surprises the viewer. Netero is an excellent example of this transformation that Hunter x Hunter undergoes throughout its arcs. He first appears in episode 6, during the Hunter exam, and is introduced as a playful old man with a touch of wisdom and strength, similar to the typical mentor figure present in many adventure stories. At first, he seems harmless and unassuming, and it is easy to underestimate him, just as many underestimate the anime itself in the early episodes. The crucial detail here is that both Netero and Hunter x Hunter are designed to hide their true intentions and depths behind an innocent facade. The anime's narrative uses this technique brilliantly, camouflaging serious and intense themes in episodes that initially appear light. However, when watching it again, we realize that Netero, like the anime, is much more than he appears to be. Every interaction and decision he makes from the beginning are subtle hints of something bigger. During the Hunter exam, for instance, Netero challenges Gon and Killua to a game, and at first, this seems like just an innocent test. But in reality, he was not only assessing the boys' physical abilities, but also their psychological and emotional potential. This directly connects to his obsession with strength and challenges, which will be explored deeply later on. Netero seeks opponents not just to test them, but to satisfy a personal, almost selfish need to prove himself and find worthy adversaries. The Chimera Ant arc is the point where the anime drops any illusion of lightness and fully embraces its darker, more mature identity. Netero, who previously seemed like a kind and wise leader, is shown in a completely different light. He faces a threat to humanity and is tasked with eliminating Meruem, the king of the ants. Instead of approaching the situation with an ethical perspective or attempting initial dialogue, he immediately positions himself for battle. But the most important detail here is that, contrary to appearances, Netero is not fighting purely out of a sense of duty or justice. His motivation is much more selfish and personal. Above all, he seeks a worthy opponent who will push him to his limits. This aspect of his personality, which becomes evident when we look closely, reveals the character's darker side. He is someone driven by an endless quest to test his strength and prove that he is still the most powerful, even if it means sacrificing his own life and that of others. And it is in this fight against Meruem that all the carefully built subtleties throughout the anime and Netero's journey come together. When he encounters Meruem taking care of Komugi, he sees something that completely challenges his perception. A being he judged as a monster, devoid of morals or empathy, is showing genuine care for a human. This moment is a turning point, as we see Netero hesitate, something that only makes sense when we revisit the anime and understand that, behind all his strength, he is a human being who also deals with doubts and moral complexities. But despite this doubt, Netero chooses the path of combat. And here, Hunter x Hunter excels at subverting the image it built of both the character and the anime as a whole. Netero, who until then could be seen as a hero protecting humanity, is revealed as someone who, in essence, embodies the worst aspects of human nature. He activates the poor rose bomb in his own body, an act that represents human selfishness, destructiveness, and malice in its purest form. It is not just a desperate measure to win, but a symbol of human nature. The use of extreme force and dishonest means to secure victory, regardless of the consequences. The use of this bomb is a clear metaphor for the darker side of humanity, which the anime subtly reveals throughout the entire series. Netero knew that Meruem was no longer just a threat. The Ant King had shown himself capable of empathy and even compassion. Even so, Netero did not hesitate to destroy everything around him to win. This directly reflects how Hunter x Hunter explores the concept of morality. To humans, enemies are monsters, but when seen from the outside, humans themselves are no different in their actions. They kill, dominate, and destroy, just as the Chimera Ants attempted to do. When watching again, it becomes clear that Netero is the perfect reflection of Hunter x Hunter, an anime that begins innocently, but, with each arc, reveals its true face, dealing with serious and difficult themes subtly, shocking the viewer when they realize the depth behind the initial adventures. Netero's final battle is the culmination of this, a clash of realities and moralities, where the viewer is forced to reflect on who the real monsters are. In short, Isaac Netero is the character that best encapsulates Hunter x Hunter's transformation from a seemingly light work into something deeply complex and mature. Watching closely, paying attention to every detail, and revisiting key moments is essential to grasp the anime's true essence, which is always one step ahead, challenging the viewer to see beyond appearances.